Well, I just want to touch on this because we've said it now in abundance and we said it now in relationships. And I feel like this is one of those fears that many people have. You're going to be an example for others. And the fear that this is true shuts down receiving mode completely. So moving beyond this idea of the fear of, well, people are going to look at me, people are going to judge me, people are going to they're going to talk about me. It's the example that you're being is not necessarily like that. That is a fear-based understanding of what being a living example is.
You don't have to, nobody's watching you. They're in their own bubble. But it's not about, it's your behaviors and locking in the vibrational frequencies of your thoughts, matching your actions, for then that to be a vibrational frequency that others can tune in and tap into, because that potential is there. They're just not aware of it until you kind of lock in that vibration.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily that they're watching what you're doing and then copy pasting and walking like you, talking like you, wearing the same clothes as you, or, you know, being your number one fan. It's not that type of situation. It's you creating the vibrational space and awareness of a love like this can exist. Abundance like this can exist. You actually don't need to show or tell anybody about your relationship that you got from this amazing spiral, or the abundance that keeps coming through. You don't need to tell anybody. It's just the fact that it's happened and that it's bringing you joy and you're in your highest joy. That is enough for the vibration to carry on and for you to have that ripple effect for everyone around you, from your neighbors to your family, friends, to however many people you're in contact with. And even without saying it, you will see difference, and people around you also manifesting and attracting and receiving and giving without even recognizing that they're doing it, because you've done it.
Yes.
And you're living it. You're the living expression. You're the living example of it.
Yes. And what another way to put this is by being the living example, you're creating an energetic imprint that then can permeate throughout the field, let's call it, or the grid, for anyone who wants to step into a similar imprint, a similar design. So they may not even know you, but they know the imprint of what a loving relationship feels like as a result of you being in a loving relationship unconditionally. They know what abundance in terms of wealth, in terms of expansion, in terms of love, in terms of joy, in terms of fun, in terms of play. They know what it feels like because they step in a similar vibration that you've already held. So it's kind of like paving a path. And then the more people that walk down that path, more of it gets paved until it's a permanent path. So you might be clearing the path first, and that's your version of living example. The next person can skip through the path and clear a little bit. Then the next person can run a little more down the path. And before you know it, that path can open up to hundreds of thousands of people who are ready to step into it. And what you will start doing with this, because you're writing down the quadrants, because you're actually paying attention to your creations, you'll be like, in 6 months' time, like, wait a second, I created that. I did that. And it's not I did that in terms of they're copying me. It's like, oh, I did that. And now people are following suit in doing their version of that. And we've had this experience with multiple things now of like, oh yeah, we created that a long time ago and now it's normal. Like, so that's what happens when you're being the living example. It's the vibration of the example that people sense, feel, almost see without knowing that they're seeing it. And then they start to emulate it in their own way because they start to match the vibrational frequency of that imprint that you created.